Good morning, girls. In the last class, we learnt about the political and family life of the ancient Egyptians. Today, we'll be discussing about their occupation, trade, and the art and crafts. We'll begin with occupations. Agriculture was the main occupation of the people in Egypt. The river Nile fertilized the land annually, and the number of canals provided water for irrigation and made it possible to grow crops throughout the year. So the main occupation of the Egyptians was agriculture, and the river Nile, which is in Egypt, this river Nile, it had annual floods, and these annual floods made the soil there fertile, and also there were a number of canals. Canals means it is an artificially constructed waterway. So these canals, they made sure that water was supplied to the fields properly and regularly, and so the Egyptians could grow, they could cultivate crops throughout the year. Their main crops were wheat, barley, and millets. Vegetables and fruits such as apples, peaches, dates, and figs were grown. The Egyptians, they cultivated everything. They cultivated crops such as wheat, barley, and millets. Now, barley and millets, they are a type of cereals, and they also cultivated vegetables and fruits such as apples, peaches, dates, and figs. The Egyptians domesticated animals like goats, dogs, and asses. So the Egyptians, they not only cultivated crops, vegetables, and fruits, but they also domesticated animals like goats, dogs, and asses. Now, ass is a horse-like animal. The Hyksos brought the horse to Egypt. It was used to draw war chariots. Now, Hyksos, they were the nomadic tribes. They were the tribes from Western Asia, and they brought horses into Egypt, and these horses, they were used to draw war chariots. Now, chariot, it is a two-wheeled vehicle which was used in ancient times for racing and fighting. So these horses, they were used to pull the war chariots. Now we'll move on to trade and commerce. The Egyptians led a luxurious life. Some of the luxury products were imported from other countries. The Egyptians, they led a very luxurious life. Luxurious means very comfortable and expensive. So they led a very luxurious life, and to lead this life, they brought in objects. They brought products from other countries. They used to carry on long distance trade with the help of ships. So for external trades, for long distance trades, they used ships, and for internal trade was carried on by boats along the river Nile, and overland on pack asses and other animals. So external trade was carried on with the help of ships, and internal trade inside Egypt, the trade was carried on by boats along the river Nile, and land trade over land was carried on with the help of asses and other animals. Now these animals, they were loaded with products. The products or the goods, they would be packed on these animals, and they used to carry these products and goods for trade. They exported wheat, linen, jewelry, glassware, and furniture. They imported gold, copper, and ivory. So products like wheat, linen, jewelry, glassware, and furniture were produced in Egypt, and they were sold outside, and they were sold in other countries, and from these countries they brought in gold, copper, and ivory. Ivory, it is a very expensive material, and this ivory, it is made up of the tusk and teeth of animals. The king controlled foreign trade. So the foreign trade, the external trade, was controlled by the king. The barter system was used in trade. So for trading, the barter system was used. Now barter system, it is a system where goods are exchanged instead of currency. There is direct exchange of products, and there is without the medium of money. Money is not used, but products are exchanged directly. The medium of exchange was grain and metals like silver and copper. So instead of money, instead of paying in currency, they were paid in the medium of grain and metals like silver and copper. Money was not used. Money was not paid for trading. Instead, these products were used as a medium of exchange. Now, the next is arts and craft. The Egyptian craftsmen were skilled artists who produced goods to satisfy the taste of the Egyptian nobility. Now, these Egyptians, they were very skilled, they were very talented, and they were aware of the taste of the Egyptian nobility, of the Egyptian aristocrats. And so, since they were aware of the needs, of the taste of the nobility, they made products which would satisfy these tastes. These craftsmen included potters, goldsmiths, weavers, sculptors, and painters. So among the craftsmen, there were the potters. Potters are the ones who make pots. Goldsmiths, those who make gold, those who mold gold. Weavers, those who weave materials. Sculptors, sculptor is a person who makes sculptures or figures, and also painters. The Egyptian sculptors made beautiful vases of stone, uncarved statues of gods and kings. These sculptors, Egyptian sculptors, they made beautiful vases out of stone, and also they made statues of gods and kings. Now, carved means to cut it, cutting it into so that it is made into a finished product. So they made statues of gods and kings. They were artists who decorated the walls of the tombs and temples with beautiful paintings of humans, animals, and birds. Now, there were artists who knew painting, and these artists, they painted the walls of the tombs. Tomb means it is a place of burial where a person is buried after death. So, they painted the walls of the tombs and temples with paintings of humans, animals, and birds. The Egyptians knew the art of making glass. So the Egyptians, they also knew how to make glass. So today we learnt about the occupation of Egyptians, ancient Egyptians, about their trade, and also about their arts and crafts. Now tomorrow we'll be learning about architecture. So that's all for today, girls. Thank you.